Okay, here is my shop or garage tour. Walking in, you'll notice that I have a Foscam camera right here with a motion alarm plugged in back there. It's wireless. So heading into my garage, I built all of this storage down below. It goes all the way back into the back, I guess starting from left side to right. Can't really see it, but here's where I hang all of my tools. Then we have the fold-up table saw, which I would like to incorporate into that rolling workbench at some point, just to save some time, because I can take it off that stand. Over here I have my rolling 14-inch bandsaw. Behind that is my reciprocating miter saw. It's up there using a French cleat. That's what I do. Not jumping the gun, I'll switch over here. This is where I have my router table that I made, and if you can see, I screwed it in. I did have these holding it down, but that wasn't enough support. That's also on a French cleat system. I would take the router out before I hung it, but that allows me to interchange the routing table and the miter saw to save me some space. Moving right along, over here is dust collection. It is a dust deputy, and what I have is the dust deputy comes up over all the way along the ceiling, and then it moves down. You see that orange tube right there, and it moves down below, and this is where my shop vac is, with a muffler to try to save my ears with the noise. Muffler doesn't work too well, but I'm thinking about how if I want to put a door on here or not. But I don't have to press the on and off switch. What I've done is ran the plug kind of behind the walls and over here to a remote control. So I keep the remote control in my pocket. That way I can jump around to different tools and just press the remote if I need dust collection. So the dust collection, it separates it in this funnel tube and drops the dust in here, leaving little to nothing going to the shop vac to save on horsepower and blowing out a motor from the filter getting clogged. So that's why I have that dust collection. This fills up pretty good if I'm doing some routing using the router table. Other than that, if I'm cleaning up, it doesn't fill up that much. I have the dust collection going up here. I have a ball valve to shut it off. What I mainly use it for right here is this drop down, and it's a long tube and a long hose, and that reaches everything that I need, including I can drape it over and get it to the back of this fence for the router. So that's what I do right over there. And then dust collection, sorry I don't want to make you dizzy, comes around all the way over here, and then there's this drop down. It's all 2-inch PVC, and I'm going to drop it down and incorporate it into my CNC router, the X-Carve right here. So that's why I moved this over. I'm going to encapsulate this. I have another idea that I'm going to use for this, and I'll explain that later. So that's what that drop down is for. I just built this with these 2x4s to hold sheets of plywood, but I found that I don't really use sheets of plywood or don't store them because I cut them up and I use them for projects, and then only the scraps remain. Here are some scraps. There are some scraps right there. This is all storage, some cabinets that my friend gave me. On top of that, I went to Home Depot and got some whiteboard and resurfaced it, and then I couldn't use the same knobs because it came out too far. So I used golf balls on all of them. So up here, storage, mineral spirits, all my spray paint is in here. I haven't really figured it out. All my cans and things like that have gone in here. So this is where I hang all of my clamps. That outline right there is an Elmo cutout that I did for a children's party. So I used that, and then some funnels over there. Getting in the way of this X-carve here with my other hand clamps, the smaller ones, so I just moved them right over here. My shop fan. I took this and hung this with a French cleat system as well, just some cubbies. Not really making great use out of them, I'm just throwing things up there, but this is all work in progress. Here's my X-carve, made by Inventables. And then I put 2 shelves up here and put everything in storage. I made sure that they were clear so I could see exactly what they are. Some could be consolidated. There's a bunch of tape up there. I've seen things online where I can clean that up a bit. Underneath, I have a rolling table. Everything kind of on wheels. My grandma's old table. I didn't want to mess with it too much. Keep it as it was. But I think I'm going to put some plywood on the top and then put it underneath. That way I have a bigger working area. I measured all of these little cubby areas specifically for things that I needed to use. Like this is my snow blower. This one right here. The table's here now. I was going to put my drill press on there. My lawnmower goes in this area. I could fit some sawhorses. My pressure washer is right there, and then these are my my table saw crosscut sled and my other sled for the 45-degree angle cuts. Right here is where I keep all of my some paint brushes that I'll use, and I went and got a kitchen knife magnet, 2 of them. You could get them at Home Depot. I learned that later on. They're cheaper at Home Depot, but this is where I keep a lot of the things I use on a regular basis. And then up here is where all the storage is. Got my dado stack there. Measuring tape, eye protection, ear protection. This is like my safety area, including right here, respirators and gloves and things like that. Can't tell you enough how much I love the zip ties, all shapes and sizes. Use them all the time for everything. And then coming over here, another child's cabinet that I found. Hang my hammers. Open it up. I've just got where I keep my bits, a few other things. It's kind of a mess right there. And these bottom containers, I'm going to make drawers out of them. Take advantage of the space. Maybe get some of the tools that I use. Right there, I mean, it's just being used for scrap wood. That's kind of a waste of space. I have a shelf along top where I keep my Ryobi family lives up here. Got a cordless nail gun, impact drill, regular drill, saw, hand saw. And this is kind of where I keep everything else, my wall of fame. Odds and ends that I have to clean up. So that's right there. And I was looking for a space to store all my boxes of nails. So I kind of made this from scratch out of some plywood and some 1/8 inch plywood. Right here's the window. This window broke, but I didn't fix it because sometimes it's good for ventilation. And over here is just another where I keep my my drill press, my smaller saw, and my surface planer, and my fridge. This is for miscellaneous garbage. And then if we close the door, you'll see that I've got my leaf blower and other things. I built that up there, Christmas lights. Kind of made a little jig to wrap the Christmas lights around. You've got children's bicycles up here. Ceiling, you'll see I have a bike. I hang everything up here. I've got the two-wheeler up here. The other bikes are hanging up here. Never mind that railing. But these bikes are put up on like J hooks. Not rather, there's a Velcro strap and there's a pulley at the top, and I attach them that way, so I hoist them up and the bottom still hangs. So I push the bottom up and attach it there. That way I'm able to get the two bikes to hang up top. Over here I made another shelf up top. You can't see it because there's so much garbage or just storage up there. But that is where another shelf where I put some other storage. Right here is where I hang my ladder. What I did was I notched those out because I didn't have a long enough bar, but I have a threaded rod and used some copper pipe that I had left over, so it rolls, and then the whole ladder rolls all the way out, so it's easy. And then I've got some more scrap wood up here on the top. So that's one thin layer of scrap wood, and then on the side, going all the way back, is where I keep my longer pieces of PVC and tubing and some 2x4s and other things right here. So that's where that is. That is it for now. I'll kind of take it back a step. There's the fridge, all of the tools, miter station, my flashlight right in here, and then everything else that's hung up there. There is a gentleman online on YouTube. It's called Woodworking for Mere Mortals, and he was the one that helped me out with the design of this rolling table on casters. You have storage on the side here for everything that I use, just nails and screws that I'm using. I've got my safety micro jig there that I push along so I don't chop my fingers off. Got some wood glue, things like that. I've got the casters that lock. On this side I have two little areas for storage right now. Those are some feed trays for my planer. Other side is just a bunch of wood. That takes up a lot of space, my wood scraps. I need to do something like that. I'll roll this around. I've got my my sander. There's another one of these jigs on there. The other side, over here, it's identical to the other, where I have some more storage right here. And